Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame, and this is basically going to be a thoughts post because, as far as I'm concerned, I don't see the point in doing a recap review on the last episode, if you even want to call it that, of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Because it's a behind the scenes, I don't care nothing about it unless y'all plan on actually spilling some tea that somebody is going to be interested in. Like, is it true, as far as the allegations are concerned, about Martell being out here fathering a fourth child that does not belong to or came out of Letitia Scott, who is his wife? Are you going to answer that? Is that what's going on? Like, help me understand. Okay, y'all. So I don't know if y'all are aware of this or not, but as I've already mentioned to y'all in several videos before, that I follow a handful of people who are very much so into investigative journalism, and they seek out stories and people come to them. So I watch Tasha K, which is Unwind with Tasha K. I watch All About the Tea, and like maybe 2 or 3 other people who, when stories like this come out, I'm like, wait a minute. And I normally hear it from them first before it really ever comes out, especially if people want to act like, oh no, these aren't things that are happening. So anyway, let's go back a little bit. So, as I've already mentioned before in other actual recap reviews of this show, Marceau wanted to sit up there and make it seem like, oh, well, I don't cheat on my wife and, I don't do these things. And I've already told y'all before that I've seen videos online. It was like, I didn't see the live because, first of all, I'm not subscribed to, I don't think I follow Letitia or Marceau if they have social media pages on Instagram. So I didn't know they went live. So I randomly saw a video that had been, screen grabbed and put on YouTube, where it was Marceau, Letitia, and the alleged side chick at the time, who was, in my opinion, paid to come up there and say, hey, yeah, I'm cool with them. I don't have any issues with them. And I have not been sleeping with him. I don't, nothing's going on. I don't know what y'all are talking about. And she could very well be the actual person who has given birth, allegedly, to a child who can't write. Like a child that's old enough to be walking and writing and maybe reading a little bit as well. So I'm just like, what is going on? Like, I've been hearing that a lot more lately, that he has fathered a child that did not come out of Letitia. So I'm like, okay, if y'all gonna do all of this, let us know if that's the truth. Also, there's some woman who was like one of Martell's side heifers. Whether or not it was Ariane or not, we don't know. But she went on Twitter the last real episode that aired. It was like that night, and she kept going live. Not going live, actively tweeting stuff, and was making it seem like, well, you don't want me to, post these receipts and all this other stuff. And it's like she kept tagging Martell mainly, and sometimes she would tag Melody. And she was like, you could tell she was upset, as if she was the newest conquest. And that was the episode where he was on the phone talking to Ariane and all this other stuff. And like, the way she was talking to me, if it really was a real person and it wasn't a troll, it seemed like it was someone who wasn't Ariane, and it was another side chick who was like one of the newer women who he'd been dealing with. But the woman was talking as if she was, coming from a hurt place a little bit and upset. And I'm like, girl, I think somebody said that the divorce has been finalized, but I'm not sure. And if it has been, I don't even know if, when this woman started dealing with him, if, again, she's not a catfish, and this is somebody who really has had dealings with Martell, I don't even know if the ink had been dried on the divorce paperwork before she even started dealing with him. Because it's like, okay, what is going on? Like, all y'all setting it off for this man, and then y'all want to get in y'all feelings. It's like, he had a wife over here. Like, he had a wife and kids. Then he sat up here, been cheating on Melody for 5 to 7 years. Then had her on the side as the main side chick. And it's like, come on now. Why are y'all in y'all feelings about somebody who is for the streets? I'm not understanding. Y'all, and then, like, back to Marceau. So, on All About the Tea's panel. She has a panel of people who I love watching them. When I have time, I'll watch the panel discussion. And apparently the person who runs that site, that runs that page, the person who's over it, Monica, All About the Tea, she talked with Martell, and she says that he's a very colorful person. And when she, was asking him, is everything that I'm hearing, is there any truth to this as far as like the child and, the cheating? Because I think her and maybe one other person on the panel that's a regular person on the panel, they never, it never crossed their mind that he actually might be cheating. And I'm like, girl, ever since this show first came on, I thought he was the first one out of all of them, the main one, possibly the only. In all honesty, I thought he was the only one who was cheating. He just looked like, I don't know, some people just be looking like they cheat. You know what I'm saying? And when I say looking like, I'm not like, oh, you literally, I'm looking at your face and like, oh, you look like a cheater. I'm saying like his mannerisms, the way he treats his wife, just everything, just the whole picture of him, it screams, I'm a cheater. And so, in all honesty, it would not surprise me if he had one or several side babies out here. And again, it would not surprise me if the information comes out later on, as it did for Martell, because him and the side heifer denied. First she said she wasn't pregnant. Then she said she was pregnant, but not pregnant by Martell. Then all of a sudden now the baby here. So it's like, okay, you lied all these months prior, trying to make people think, oh no, I'm done dealing with him. I shouldn't have dealt with him in the past. And that's over with, but you still have a whole situation with him. And it is alleged that they are living together and that they have lived together on and off, since Melody has moved out of the house. And, I'm hearing that like they live together like right now. And I'm just like, why though? Because you can tell he for the streets. He ain't trying to be in no committed relationship. Now, if you just want to move in there so you ain't got to have no more bills paid and you fine with him being out here fighting and bopping, I mean, I guess. And again, all this is alleged. I ain't got no receipts. I'm just saying, like, a lot of this stuff that is being brought up are things that I have questioned before. Like off rip, the main thing that I've questioned is whether or not Marceau has actually been faithful to his wife. I feel like he has never been faithful to her. I feel like ever since before they got married, he wasn't faithful to her. We already found out that the only reason why, well, in my opinion, the only reason why they got married is because she popped up pregnant. But yeah. I said what I said. I feel like that's the only reason why they even got pregnant. I feel like Marceau was not finna marry her. Had he not found out she was pregnant, I feel like they wouldn't have been married. I could be 100% wrong, but he just don't seem like the type that would want to sit up here and get married. He seemed like he would not want to be tied down. Now, Martell, on the other hand, when we were first introduced to him on the show, he seemed like he really did want to be, connected and just be a family man and all that stuff because of his background. His daddy wasn't around. His mama had to raise the kids by himself. And he seemed like he really did want a big family for real. And every time you look up, he's about, oh, I want to have more kids. Oh, I want to have more kids. But then infidelity started creeping in. And it's like, sir, you're doing the most. We have sat up here and built these businesses together, but you want to do this. But then at the same time, in the same breath, you talking about you want to have more kids? What you mean? Y'all excuse me. My nose is always irritated. So that's why I'm always doing that. So I don't want y'all to think I'm, doing nothing nasty or whatever. So yeah. But anyway, and I'm not sick. So yeah, it's like, what do y'all really have going on? Like, it's crazy. And my thing is, if any of this stuff is true about Martell and Ariane living together and all this other stuff, it's like, girl, you just have, you don't value yourself at all, apparently, because why would you sit up there and want to have any dealings with him outside of child support, since you sat up there and dodged the bullet the first time, whether it was through abortion or you lost the baby or you weren't pregnant before. And after he called you a peasant, you still went up there and busted wide open for him. And now you got pregnant by him. And I've heard that she went live one day, did a very short live, and the baby was fussing in the background. She was like, it's okay, we're about to meet your daddy. And then got off live, and it's like, making it seem like they about to meet up with Martell and see him or whatever. And I'm just like, okay. Yeah. I don't want to see any of the interviews. I don't feel like I want to see any of the interviews that Martell has done with people. I've heard that he's done interviews with people. I have not seen any of the ones that Melody has done. I've meant to watch the ones that Tasha K and Funky Dineva put up, but I just never got around to it. And it just left my mind. I just never got around to it. Could have watched it today, but I didn't think nothing of it. But yeah. But as far as Melody is concerned, I'm very happy that she has, found an outlet, because her music, her song has actually done exceptionally well. People live for it. It's been trending a lot on TikTok. It was like high up number in some kind of sales, and like it really set it off. Like when she first released it. I don't know how well it's doing now, but it's very relatable to a lot of women, and people have appreciated it because it's coming from a real place, and I get that. So, as far as that's concerned, I'm very happy for her and all of her endeavors. I'm glad that she and the kids are doing well. I am a follower of hers on Instagram. So the last post that I remember seeing of hers was where she had like two men. I don't know if they were bodyguards or not, but they were following her and the kids, and they were walking on a sidewalk. And I think she was saying that, she said something that I guess she was saying in the last episode, now y'all need to leave me alone or something. This is why I tell y'all to leave me alone or something. I don't know. But, she seems really happy with the kids, and I'm glad that the kids are doing well. That's the main thing, as long as the kids are doing well. Now, I'm very interested to see how the interaction between Arion's kid and Marceau's other children are going to go. Because they are going to need to meet one another. I understand that you don't like what has happened, what has come out of the situation, but the child is here. The baby is here. That's their sibling. Though, all of them are siblings at the end of the day, and they need to have a relationship with one another. I feel that a lot of people are deprived when situations like this happen because one or both of the mothers don't want their kids to have any interaction because of what the father or what the mother has done to alienate their relationship or situationship. And that's not fair to the kids. So yeah. But anyway, yeah, I just ultimately want to know, as far as Marceau is concerned, is that your child? I've heard somebody got in the comment section on All About the Tea and said that they heard that the child's name is Christian. A lot of people were saying that they've heard that as of right now, despite the on again, off again living arrangement that Martell and Arion has had, that they are currently living together right now. I would love to know if that's true. I want to hear Letitia speak on this. I ain't heard her say nothing about, the child and all this other stuff and the allegations. But when Monica, aka All About the Tea, did her interview with him, she said that, again, Marceau was very colorful. He was skipping all around the subject, and it's like she kept circling back, and it's like eventually he would say, no, that's not true, but it's like he just was doing the most, and he was too playful. Might have actually come off like he was flirting a little bit and like just being extra, and it's like, come on now, answer the question. Don't nobody have time for this foolishness. Like, she only has like one day off. And I think she said Saturdays are like her only days off, and then stuff was piling in the last time that she was off, and she was trying to understand why her notifications were going off and what was going on. But some tea came out, and I think it was the woman dealing with, the last woman who had been dealing with Martell. And yeah, people were sending that information to her. But yeah, there are people who are claiming to have various receipts as it pertains to both of those men. And I would love to see what's going on with that, because it's like, if we're going to do this, where the receipts at? And because I don't want them to keep saying, this ain't happened, this ain't what it is. And like the woman that was on Twitter that was posted, like the woman, she posted for like hours. She kept posting, and you could tell she was in her feelings, but she actually posted random, screenshots of text messages where she was saying stuff during the show, and again, since she had been tagging Martell in it, he had, he told her she needed to stop and like cuss that ass some more. And I was like, oh my gosh, y'all doing the most. But maybe he tossed her to the side. I don't know what's going on with that, but these people be living for him. I don't know what's going on. I have been hearing also, allegedly, he has sexually transmitted diseases. And wouldn't surprise me because he out here fighting the mob. And it's like, what you expect? What did you expect? Like, I can't. So it's just a lot that's going on. And I just want to know, what's the truth of it all? Like, is any of this stuff true? That's what y'all need to be talking about. Don't care nothing about the friendships that have been tossed to the wayside. Don't nobody care. It is what it is. Of course, outside of this drama, people have been wondering, where has Destiny's husband been? And, I'm like, well, I mean, that has crossed my mind, but I'm like, well, he might show up to something before the end of the season. Maybe he has decided that he does not want to be on camera. Like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. And if she's talked about it, I haven't seen anything and I haven't seeked it out. So, if y'all have seen something like that, let me know down in the comment section what's going on with that. But yeah, but y'all know Sadark is going to make his way. He going to make an appearance several times throughout each season. So all I know is I really hope that nothing pops up on Marceau's brother, Maurice, because Kimmy would probably cut him. Like, I mean, I'm just saying, Kimmy might cut him. I really hope that nothing pop off with him. I'm holding out hope that he is at least the only one out of all of these men who has been faithful to his woman, especially during the marriage, because this is ridiculous. Like, at this point, why is it that people aren't old enough and grown enough to understand that if you want to be out here thotting and bopping and you want to be for the streets, don't be in a monogamous relationship with someone. Be single. Do what you're going to do as a single person and leave other people out of it. I've never understood that. Like when I've been in relationships with people, I've told them off rip, I don't want to be in a relationship with anybody, especially if you know that you aren't ready for one. Because when I'm with you, I'm with you. So don't have me in my feelings thinking that we together, but you really out here for the streets. If you want to be single and you want to do all these things, do what you do somewhere else. Don't bring me into it because I don't want to be sitting up here looking like a fool. But other people don't seem to understand that, and they just be like, oh, well, I want to have my cake and eat it too. That ain't cool. That ain't the way it go. Anyway, am I forgetting anything? Because, yeah, I was not finna do no recap review on whatever foolishness they was talking about. Because I feel like it was, in all honesty, whether they want to say it or not, that was a filler episode. And I use episode very, very loosely because, no. No. Yeah, so I ain't got time for it. Anyway, thank y'all for tuning in. Let's get down in the comment section and discuss this. Have y'all heard any of this stuff? Because I've been hearing stuff for quite some time. Oh, wait a minute before I go. So, while I was watching the panel discussion on All About the Tea, two of the people that I like, Schoolboy and the Bishop, they both feel as though Miss Wanda might have a hand in all this stuff as well. Like, a lot of this stuff actually might be going on, but Marceau might be paying her to be quiet because he knows a lot of her business and he already put a little bit of it out there as far as her being married and having a whole boyfriend. But it's like, why would she sit up there and be following him and doing all this other stuff? And also somebody was like, he might have put it down a little bit on her as well. And despite the fact that, her child is married to him. And I'm like, I don't put nothing past nobody because I've seen stuff like this unfold before. It literally has happened. Where they were sitting up there, well, why are you being selfish? I want love too. I want some too. And the mama was in there and doing the most with these people, with their child's man. It's like, what is wrong with everybody? But it really would not surprise me if Miss Wanda was getting paid. But at the same time, there was another panelist that almost nobody was here for this woman. I'm not even gonna say her name, but yeah, nobody was really here for her. But she didn't really agree with Schoolboy or the Bishop on that matter because she felt like if anything, Miss Wanda has Letitia's back, and if he's doing any of this stuff, she's going to help her daughter secure the bag because she's going to benefit. And she doesn't feel like Letitia is strong enough and doesn't have that great of a backbone to stand up to him. And that's why her mama do all that. And so for me, I see both sides of it. But again, it would not surprise me if all that other stuff was going down, meaning she was already getting paid a little bitty amount of money. My thing is this, both could be happening. He could be paying her to keep it on the hush, and then eventually when it comes down to it and the infidelities and stuff become bigger than life and then stuff starts coming to light, she could be like, oh no, you can't be doing this not to my baby. And then help her to get the divorce. And then she already know that her daughter's going to break her off some money because she already be babysitting all her other grandkids and has custody of some baby. Y'all, somebody please explain to me what is going on with whatever child that Miss Wanda had, that she has custody of a baby from her child. What is going on? I really want to know what is going on with that. The social worker in me want to know. I want to know, like, this is a baby and Miss Wanda be doing the most. As we see on the show, she be out here thotting by it too. So I'm like, you got custody of at least one child, and this is a whole baby. Like, it was a baby. Ain't barely holding his neck up yet. I was like, custody? Y'all, but anyway, get down in the comment section, y'all. We need to discuss all of this because I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. They be doing the most on this show. They really be doing the most. Anyway, hopefully y'all enjoyed this commentary or lack thereof. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.